I mean, Ronald Reagan, all of you knew him as governor or president of the United States, but before that he was an actor. And it's interesting how things happen in our lives, and it's what we do with those things that either makes us go forward and become successful, or in fact stop us cold. You see that during the presidential election. You see people move to the front and then they are attacked with the ads. It's how they react to those ads is what we see, and then we make a decision whether we're going to support them or not. And Ronald Reagan was no different. How did he approach being attacked? So let's look at General Electric Theater for a moment. GE Theater was something because as a young boy in my dad's house, and it was playing every Sunday night at 9 o'clock, I wanted to watch Bonanza, but Nancy thought all of us should be watching GE Theater, so she always switched the channel. And we didn't have DVRs and TiVos back then, so it really was not a good thing for us. But Dad was on GE Theater, was paying the bills. And he was going around the country and he was speaking at General Electric plants all over the country. Wherever he went, he was talking to all the people working there. And it was working out quite well. Sunday nights he had a television show, and then, lo and behold, the next week he would be out speaking to a GE plant, speaking to the employees about the government, about a lot of issues. And what we're going to cover today are some of those issues. GE Theater, Time for Choosing. Freedom speech he gave in 1961. The Evil Empire speech he gave in 1981. And the Tear Down the Wall speech he gave in 1987. Because they all connect at the same spot. They all connect with freedom. And one thing my father talked about from the time I can remember in life, he talked about freedom. Because he really believed in the economic freedom for all of us. He also believed in the freedom of everybody, every people's around the globe. And it concerned him that in fact there are groups of people, nations of people, who in fact being held behind an iron curtain, being held against their will, being led by a government. And so my father got involved in these things. And my father talked about these things. And my father was concerned about all of these things. And I knew that from the youngest day of my life. Because he would talk about those things to a young boy who would drive out to the ranch with him out here in Malibu.